Hello sports fans, and for this video, non-sports fans as well. In the background, I've got this amazing picture of Mrs. Jean Stapleton, aka Edith Bunker, one of the most lovable characters ever on television. I bought that off of Autographs for a Cure, very reasonable price. I love it. That's not the only actress from the 70s you're going to see in this episode. But first is a one of one in 74 days from former Major League infielder Mr. Stan Royer. Mr. Royer signed that 93 Pinnacle prospects card. Very nicely in blue. I've seen the Severos family also got Mr. Royer back recently. Next is another one of one in 24 days from Major League outfielder Mr. Wes Chamberlain on that 91 score. Personalized to Kurt with his wild signature. Very cool looking though. Figured it would look awesome on that white card, and it does. Next is a 2 of 1 in 28 days from former Major League outfielder Mr. Brian Kowitz. Signed that 93 Classic Best Gold when he was playing for the Durham Bulls. It did get a little bent in the mail there, unfortunately. And he also signed an index card. Very nice. Next is a 1 of 1 in 11 lightning fast days from former Major League shortstop Mr. Joe Patini on that 1981 Fleer for the set. This is number 181 for the set. I took a count and I'm keeping track. I'll let you all know as they come in. Very cool on that Giants card. Next is a 3 of 2 plus questions in 14 lightning fast days from former NASCAR driver Mr. Rodney Combs on that 91 Max. He also signed my 94 Max Premier Edition, and he threw in a 1994 Finish Line. I'm pretty sure this is 1994 Finish Line. You can inscribe that one too, Kurt. Very cool. I'll display that one because it turned out the best in my opinion. Oh, maybe I won't. Everything's going bad. All right. And I asked him, of all the cars you raced, which was the most fun to drive? I drove a lot of different cars, but I think the big body dirt late models were the most fun to drive. I bet. Dirt looks like fun sideways all the time. And I asked, what was the first track you raced at here in Michigan? Because I knew he raced in the Midwest before he made it to NASCAR for a while. And sure enough, Auto City, when it was dirt, I live 10-12 miles from Auto City. The first racetrack I ever went to was Auto City, but it wasn't dirt by that. It was already paved by that time. But first time at Michigan International Speedway was 1983. Very cool, Mr. Combs. Next is a 1 of 1 plus questions in 83 days from former NASCAR driver David Green on that 94 Max Premier Edition. I asked Mr. Green what track's the most fun. He likes Bristol. I'm sure that would be the answer for a lot of drivers. Bristol looks like fun, high banks, and I love the short tracks because usually no one gets hurt. What car was the most fun to race? The number 44 Slim Jim for Bobby Labonte. So happens to be the car he was driving at the time of that card. So that's pretty cool. Very happy to get that. Next is a 2 of 1 in 30 days from former NFL linebacker, Mr. Thomas Hicks. Mr. Hicks signed that 79 Fleer Chicago Bears stack 'em up card. So I'll look and see if there's anyone else I can send that to. But he also added this sweet Chicago Bears postcard, which he signed very nicely. Back. Very cool, Mr. Hicks. Next is a 2 of 2 in 20 days from former Major League infielder, sometimes outfielder, and manager, Cookie Rojas. So Rojas signed that 77 tops playing for the Royals, and he also signed a 66 tops playing for those Phillies. Shout out to the hot corner. Love that 66. Very, very cool. Next, I got a 1 of 1 in 12 days from former NHL right wing. Shout out to Leaf fan down under. Blaine Stoughton on that Maple Leafs card. This is 1975 tops. 76. 75. Mr. Stoughton played 2 seasons with the Leafs, scored about 30 goals with the Leafs, but in 1980 he was on fire. He led the NHL in goals and had himself a 100-point season. He was an all-star in 82 and is a member of the Manitoba Hockey Hall of Fame. So, not a bad career. And the last one, it's a 1 of 1 in 13 lightning fast days from former television star, Mrs. Pam Dauber, on that 1978 Mork and Mindy card. Miss Pam Dauber is married to Mark Harmon. They've been married since 1987, and they finally appeared together in an episode of NCIS in 2021 or 22. She's done many, many things other than Mork and Mindy. And when I wrote the letter, I wrote the entire letter about everything else and never mentioned Mork and Mindy. And then at the very end, I put best wishes, Nanu Nanu. Very cool. I'd like to thank the great Pam Dauber, all these amazing athletes for signing. Thank you guys for watching. Best luck on your return. See you again soon.